welcome to this week's episode of Search and Report. I am your host, Drew Fernie, and today we're going to be talking about a few things. I've been playing a lot of new games because I recently resubscribed to Game Pass. So I've been checking out Gears of War Reloaded. I've been playing Expedition 33. And then also another game that I actually purchased for the Nintendo Switch, which I have been thoroughly enjoying, but I don't know. I think the more that I grow up, the more I'm finally acutely aware of the type of games that I really do enjoy. And I think that's gonna be going like my decision making, like my decisions are gonna be based on that more forward, because I've always struggled with like really trying to pinpoint what are my favorite type of games. Just my favorite type of anything, to be honest. I'm a very indecisive person. But yeah, I'll talk about what I've been playing and a few other big news and rumors. I don't like to talk about rumors, but this one is probably already confirmed because it is September, but there may be a Nintendo Direct coming up shortly, either next week or 2 weeks, somewhere in the middle of September. But without further ado, how about we go first into what I have been playing. I've been playing Ace Attorney the Phoenix Wright trilogy. Now I've never been like a huge type of like novel, what do you call it even? I guess it's like a novel type of game, like play novel. I don't know what to really call it. But I got the Ace Attorney Phoenix Wright trilogy collection on sale for the Nintendo Switch, and I've been thoroughly enjoying it, man. It's been really fun to really kind of discover, go into detective mode, look at the clues, make sure that I really went through every single nook and cranny in every single room to try and like get clues, and then the trial, whenever you get assigned to a trial, and then you try and defend your client and go through all that by showing the proof, pressing people, getting witness testimonies and all that. I don't know, slowly but surely I'm becoming a huge fan of this type of genre. I was never big into like the not like crime solving type of gameplay, puzzle solving, mystery type of stuff. The only thing that only game that I ever got into it that has those elements was LA Noire. But even LA Noire was a little rough for me when I first played it. I thoroughly enjoyed it, don't get me wrong, because it's a Rockstar game. But I don't know, it's harder, especially with how much they try to sell that game by saying, oh, you'll be able to, like, this is one of the first games where characters, NPCs actually show emotion, and those are clues within itself. So it's like really revolutionary and whatnot. Half the time I could not pick up on these facial cues from the characters, because they weren't animated the best, I would say. It was early on. It was literally, I think this came, like, LA Noire, I think came out in like 2010 or 2011, something like that. So it was revolutionary for the time. But Ace Attorney Phoenix Wright, obviously, it was initially the trilogy, or the first few games came out for the Game Boy Advance. So it was, 2D, it was all animated, and a lot of things, they're not as easy to figure out. I've had to have, a playthrough for parts of some cases, some trials, because they really do leave you confounded and like really scratching your head as to like, what is the answer here? Like, what's the issue here? What piece of evidence do I need to present to support or to object this claim? And it's been really fun. It's obviously really made the kind of that genre of investigative crime, puzzle solving, more arcadey in a way. And by the way, anytime I say arcadey, I mean like not as involved. It's more so like a quick little like solutions here and there, quick little button presses, like elements from a game that you would find at an arcade, is what I would say. So yeah, I mean, so far I've been enjoying Ace Attorney Phoenix Wright. I probably have like 10 or so hours in it, just the first game. But I'm enjoying it. I don't know if I'm gonna play the whole trilogy. I definitely don't know if I'm gonna check out any of the other games or any of the other spin-offs. But yeah, I mean, this game came out in 2001. Like, what else is there to say about the Ace Attorney series? But it's really, really fun. I will say that. I've also been playing Gears of War Reloaded. Back in the day, back when like online gaming first really started to like become a staple in the gaming community, because online gaming was a thing since like the 90s, but it was never opened, or it was never that accessible to console players. It wasn't up until like I guess Quake. I mean, Quake was a PC game at first. I would say like more like Call of Duty, Gears of War, like those were, I think, when online gaming, multiplayer gaming, team deathmatch, all these types of different modes really had their like moment to shine. And that's when I first started into playing online games. I had an Xbox 360, and I used to play Modern Warfare every time after school. I used to play Gears of War with my friends. It was a time back in the day. I was really, really obsessed with Gears of War and Modern Warfare when I was in high school. And last night we actually had a pretty long playthrough session of around like 2 hours. We had like a full lobby, and man, let me tell you, like it's like riding a bicycle. Like, you get into the habit of things, especially with Gears of War Reloaded, which is a remaster of the first game. The maps come back to you, the strategy comes back to you, the map layout, I don't know, just everything just comes rushing back to you. It's incredible. It was something really, really cool to like experience once again, because I really don't get these sort of like callback experiences from like back in the day, from when I was a kid. I don't get to experience that quite often, especially with newer games. So it was just fun. It's been really, really fun. I mean, to really criticize the game, I don't think this is, in essence, a remaster. This isn't even like, it's definitely not a remake. It's definitely, I would call it like a pretty passable remaster. Like, it's all aesthetics. Like, they just put some textures here and there, and added to like some skins to, and some new characters to like the online multiplayer. But I played a little bit of the story, and I was like, this doesn't look that like incredible. Again, this game is old. I think this game came out in like 2004. No, 2000. I don't know, mid 2000. So it is definitely a pretty old game, and like you can still tell from this remaster that it's an old game. So not a lot of work went behind that, but still, it's really fun to be able to play with my friends, get back into it, and just really, really kind of tap into like that childlike excitement that I used to get whenever like you're playing, for example, Execution, and you're the last man standing in your team, and you got to defend, or you got to fight like a team of 3 or 4 people. It's just crazy. I will say though, definitely people in this game are definitely cheating. I haven't been able to prove it, but the way some of these people move, and some like how easily some of these people get headshots, I don't believe that people are this good, have stayed consistently this good in this game. And I don't think there's this many people that are this good so much, because like literally every single team we played against, like it seemed like they've been playing for literally since the first game came out, and I just do not believe that. But again, I don't know, I might just be that bad, so we'll see. And then today, or last night actually, I started playing Clair Obscur Expedition 33 because I re-subscribed to Game Pass. My first thoughts on the game is, and I'm sorry, I'm gonna get hate for this, but this game is overrated. Nah, let me rephrase that. It's not overrated. It's very well rated, and I think it definitely deserves its credit. It's a very well made game. It plays well. It's fun. It's a good game. but the way the internet hyped it to be like this revolutionary RPG that like is completely changing the RPG landscape and all this, and I'm like, the things that have made people say those things are battle mechanics and elements from turn-based RPGs that have existed since Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. And I'm like, I don't understand. What is so revolutionizing about this game? It's a good game. Don't get me wrong. It's so good. I like the story. I like the themes. I like the battle mechanics. I like how quick it is. I like the quick time events. I like that you're able to parry. I like that you're able to dodge some of these attacks and you're just not waiting there. Like there's more input from you as a player for a turn-based game. But what am I missing? Like it's just a good game. It's not the second coming of Christ. I don't understand it. What am I missing here? So it's been a little bit eye-opening, and to like really see it from someone who, you know, read all the internet conversations around this game when it first came out, friends calling it like the game of the year, like online, like YouTubers, streamers calling it one of the best games of this year already. And I'm like, what am I missing? What am I not seeing that other people are seeing? I'm only 3 hours into the game, so hopefully like it gets to a point where I'm like, wow, this is really something new that I've never seen in turn-based RPGs. But so far, everything I've experienced in this game, mechanically, I've experienced in other games. So I really don't understand what people are seeing so far. But that's what I've been playing. But again, throw hate at me. I don't care. I'm always going to try and stay true to my opinions. I'm always going to try and like really be aware and objective of my thought process and my biases. Again, I know I'm a huge Nintendo fan. These types of games aren't necessarily my type of games, but I like it. I like Expedition 33. I just don't understand the hype around it. I don't understand. I'm not seeing that it factor. Hopefully that changes. But folks, let's get straight into our first news item of the week. Silksong's price has been revealed, and it's not super crazy or expensive. It's actually surprisingly cheap. Let's get into it. Follow me over to my other camera. So here Nintendo Life reports that Hollow Knight Silksong's price has been officially announced. This has been an update provided by themselves, Team Cherry. Now, if y'all didn't know, we finally get a date for Silksong, Hollow Knight Silksong, a game that's been waited on, has been like, it's probably I think it's the most wishlisted game on Steam. I don't know if of all time, but definitely currently it is the most wishlisted game on that platform. So when it got announced at what was it, Gamescom last week, yeah, people were surprised of just how uneventful that announcement was with the release date. But it is releasing tomorrow, September 4th, and people were extremely excited. But now seeing this price, I'm like, they could have gotten away with a lot more, charging for a lot more, with just such an expected game that I'm just like, I don't know. I don't understand the thought process behind pricing it so low, but let's get into it. Team Cherry posted on Blue Sky saying that there's 4 days until release. Hollow Knight Silksong will be available on the 4th of September. They're releasing it. The release times are at 7 a.m. Pacific time, 10 a.m. Eastern time, 4 p.m. Central European Standard Time, and 11 p.m. Japan time. The game price is going to be $20 US. Oops. If you're in Europe, it's going to be 20 euros and Japanese yen 2,300. That is incredible to me. $20 for one of the most expected, one of the most sought after and weighted games. Weighted, I really can't think of the word. I guess expected, yeah. I don't know, whatever, man. To be priced at $20 is completely insane to me. I think they could have gotten away with pricing these like seriously as high as $40. Now I don't know like the length of the game. I admittedly never beat Hollow Knight, but because the game just didn't click with me. It's a great game, it's fun, but it just never clicked with me, and I never really bothered to finish with it. I'm not a big fan of Metroidvanias, but so I'm not really entirely sure of what the length of Hollow Knight was initially. I guess I can look that up, how long to beat, but whatever it is. So I don't know if the $20 price point is a sort of indicator of how long this game is going to be or how long it's going to take to beat. Or they're really just being that benevolent on a game that's been waited for such a long time. It's like it's the most wishlisted game on Steam. Like, from a business perspective, if I'm Team Cherry, I would have felt comfortable enough to price this, I think, at $35. I think $35 people wouldn't even bat an eye, even up to $40. But if you want to get greedy and all that sort of stuff, $50 might be a little bit harder to digest. But at the same time, like, this game has a cult following, so I just don't understand the thought process behind $20. I'm commending them. I'm happy that it's that cheap, but I'm just surprised at just how low of that price tag is. It's just incredible to me. Well, it's not an official confirmation, a now deleted listing on GameStop that this is the original post, but yeah. Many assume this is merely a placeholder title, but they confirmed that this is confident that it's correct, and has even gone far to reveal not only the Steam price, but also how much it will be sold on the rival GOG digital storefront. This is putting the game at a much lower cost than we had anticipated. They could have really gotten away with pricing this thing at around $30 to $40, so fair play. It is incredible. It is fun. I am actually really excited to see people play this game, because it's just not for me. It's just not a game that I could ever get behind. But I'm always happy to see other people happy, especially when a game has a cult following as big as this. It's always fun to like get see people's reaction to something that they waited for so long. But let's get straight into our other news item, and this one is a little bit disappointing, as most things in gaming are. Perfect Dark was nearly saved by Take-Two, but the deal fell through. I was a huge Perfect Dark fan when I was a kid. I loved the N64 game. It was like one of those games that you like just randomly got one day. You don't really know where it came from. I don't really recall buying this game or asking my parents to buy it for me. It just sort of was part of my collection. But I remember playing it, replaying it over and over again, thinking that the environments were so cool, that the mood of the game was so mysterious and so fun, that it just kind of like became one of my favorite games of all time. I never beat it as a kid, but still, it's a game that I could always go to and, like, I don't know, just feel a lot of emotions playing this game. If y'all didn't know, this game got canceled last month, I want to say. But they were one of the studios that were affected by the Microsoft mass layoffs. And Perfect Dark basically got the axe. But here, IGN reports from Rebecca Valentine. The Initiative, the studio behind Perfect Dark, was shuttered earlier this year in the mass Microsoft layoffs, with its project apparently canceled. However, Perfect Dark apparently remained in development at Crystal Dynamics until just last week, while leadership from both studios struggled to find new funding from a surprise source, Take-Two. In a report from Bloomberg, which IGN can corroborate from its own sources, it is revealed that Perfect Dark was not fully abandoned when the Initiative shuttered earlier this year. Leadership from both Crystal and the Initiative spent the following 2 months looking for a new publisher and funding source. While multiple parties expressed interest, the most likely candidate turned out to be Take-Two Interactive. Take-Two Interactive, they also own, if I'm not mistaken, they have a stake in Rockstar, so they're huge. They're humongous. However, the two groups couldn't come to an agreement, at least in part due to disagreements over long-term ownership of the property. As a result, the deal fell through, resulting in last week's layoffs as Crystal Dynamics, as all hope of the project being reinstated, vanished. Crystal Dynamics originally signed on to Perfect Dark as co-developer after the project struggled to get off the ground with its first co-dev, Certain Affinity. What is it with these studio names? So generic. Crystal was acquired by Embracer Group in 2022, and Perfect Dark was canceled in July after failing to appear at the Xbox Game Showcase the prior month. Pretty sad all around. And it's a theme that I've seen throughout a lot of game studios. I feel that many in the gaming industry, especially executives, do not understand the power of the IPs that they own. So much so that they're willing to just put them in a filing cabinet and just letting them die slowly. Perfect Dark has such a cult following. You ask any person my age if they know what Perfect Dark is, and probably 7 out of 10 people are going to say, yes, I loved that game as a kid. It still has staying power, especially when they stay with Rare. Especially when they did the Rare replay, like people just, I feel like they got this IP got a boost back in popularity. It's just sad to see that companies don't understand the power they have, especially Microsoft. They do not understand the IPs that they have, and they don't know what to do with them. I wish they would take the path that Nintendo sometimes does with development and just give out their IPs to develop games for them. Like, it can be so easy just to hand off an IP and let them do what they have to do. Let them take their time. Microsoft has more money than God himself. I don't understand this obsession with trying to like release things quickly under really strict schedules, whatever. This might not be the exact case for Perfect Dark, but it's this mentality in corporate America that I just absolutely hate. And I hate seeing it because it seems that Microsoft, an American company, is one of the only ones that struggles with understanding the power of its IPs. Don't understand it. I don't understand why they keep doing these sort of things. Please, release from your clutches Banjo-Kazooie. Oh my God, man. I cannot. I would kill for another Banjo-Kazooie game. I don't know, man. Like the amount of power the Microsoft IPs hold is infuriating, knowing that they don't know what they have. But I don't know. Maybe it's a case of just it exchanging hands. Maybe it's kind of like a hot potato. They're just waiting for it to cool off, make sure that the dust settles, and maybe retake it again or give it to someone else. I don't know. Now, for our last news item of the week, and less of a news item, more of a rumor, because it's not really news, but and it's not something that I like to talk about if it's not from Nintendo's mouth themselves. But I mean, it's more than confirmed at this point because we always get a Nintendo Direct in September. But there's now claims from reputable sources saying that there will be a Nintendo Direct in September, specifically in the middle of September. I think they said like the 11th or the 12th. Basically, I think next week. Yeah, next week. But here at Nintendo Live reports by Ollie Reynolds, another claim points to a Nintendo Direct later this month. Last week, it was claimed that Nintendo Direct would take place later this month on the 12th of September via a post from Switch Force on X. Now, this alone wouldn't be much cause for alarm, but VGC had also corroborated this and stated that its own sources have made mention of Direct on this date. Adding fuel to the fire, Nate the Hate, a YouTuber podcast host who has accurately predicted several Nintendo Direct presentations in the past, has now stated that a Direct will indeed take place in September. In an effort to seemingly give himself a little room for error, however, Nate the Hate has said that the showcase will take place in the second week of the month, in the latter half on or around September 11th or 12th. He's really trying to cover his ass. It's not the most outrageous prediction imaginable after all, given that we've yet to receive release dates for the likes of Metro Prime 4 and Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment, a game I'm very, very excited for, both of which are scheduled for 2025 and winter respectively. It's reasonable to assume that we'll be getting a direct pretty soon. In addition, of course, Mario himself is celebrating his 40th anniversary this month, with the original Super Mario Bros. On the NES having launched in Japan on the 13th of September of 1985. A direct in September to coincide with this seems pretty safe, no? Here are my predictions, and here's what I really do expect. There's going to be a Nintendo Direct this month. Like I can say that for certain, and I don't think I'll be ever wrong in that aspect. But to me, first off, Metroid Prime 4 is definitely going to have to be a December release, because we have coming up Pokemon Legends ZA. Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment is most likely going to come out in November. And then what else do you have? I off the top of my head, I cannot think of anything else for the Nintendo Switch 2 that has that much pull. And I don't think trying to release both Age of Imprisonment and Metroid Prime 4 on the same month would do them any good. Now, I'm basing this off from Age of Calamity being released. If I'm not mistaken, it was released, Age of Calamity. It was released on November 20th of 2020. I'm basing it off that. If they want to play again with the same release date, they're definitely going to release Age of Imprisonment in November, because in October we have Pokemon Legends EA. They're not going to cannibalize themselves by releasing Metroid Prime 4 in October. November seems a little bit too soon, but I still think their main release for the year is going to be in December. That's going to be their holiday title. I mean, essentially, Pokemon is their holiday title, and Age of Imprisonment and this one, but I think December is when we're getting Metroid Prime 4. Now, the thing, if we're gonna get a celebration of the 40th anniversary of Super Mario, I don't know. I don't know what else we'll get, because if I'm not mistaken, last time, the 35th, I believe, is when we got... Shit, it's already been 5 years since 2020. Because what did we get for the 35th anniversary of Mario? 35th anniversary of Mario release games. We had, that's when they released the 3D All-Stars and the Super Mario 3D World. Bowser's Fury is already 5 years? Wow. That's insane. That's such a long time ago. I don't know why I still think that Bowser's Fury released in like 2022. Jesus, the pandemic really was 5 years ago, man. Oh my God, time is a construct. So yeah, it's not too far-fetched to think that we'll either get Mario Galaxy 2. I would hope that we get announcement for a new 3D Mario, but I don't think that's going to be the case, because we just got DK Bonanza. That, the Mario Odyssey team worked on that, so I'm sure they're already working on the next Mario, but they don't have anything yet, I don't believe. But it would be fun to get I don't know, something for a 3D Mario, like a tease, something. I don't know. Definitely gonna get a trailer for the new Mario movie. I know that's coming. But yeah, I think on the safe bet, I would say that we're getting a Mario Galaxy 2 for the Nintendo Switch. I think that's as much as I can say. And we might get, I don't know, Luigi's Mansion on the NSO. I don't know. That's as much as I can really think. I don't even know if they're going to acknowledge it. They have to acknowledge it. 40 years. It's a pretty important date, So we'll see. But I'm very excited for Nintendo for the rest of this year. I'm looking forward to Pokemon Legends EA, obviously. Looking forward to Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. I don't care if people hate that game so much. And Metroid Prime 4, obviously. I'm very, very excited for that game. But top of my list for like right now is definitely Pokemon Legends EA. But folks, I've been True Fernie. This has been Search and Report. Please, 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 if you're watching this video version over on YouTube, I don't know what part I'm going to upload to the YouTube portion. Please make sure to like and subscribe. If you didn't like the video, go ahead and give it a thumbs down, because believe it or not, every single bit helps. Please rate and review us on Apple Podcast. Follow us on Spotify. Wherever you get your podcast content, please make sure to follow us. Give us a review, rate us, whatever it is on that platform. Please, please, please. That helps us a lot on the algorithm of podcast. And please let me know. Reach out to me on Blue Sky. I really want to know people that listen to this. I want to meet more people. I want to meet more people that engage with my content. I feel like there's not a lot of people come forward to me. They just follow me and then that's it. Let me know. But links to my social are down below. Make sure to follow me, obviously, on Blue Sky, where I spend most of my waking hours. But folks, please take care of one another. But most importantly, take care of yourself. And watch out for those rumors, man. Hey, and bring back Perfect Dark, man. Like, give it to Nintendo. Just everything that Rare used to have, just give it to Nintendo, man. I feel like Nintendo could do so much good things with Perfect Dark, Banjo-Kazooie, Conker's Bad Fur Day. What else was Rare? I don't know. Just give it to Nintendo. Like, Microsoft, just sell that. You're just wasting potential there. All right. Peace.